2 Samuel chapter 4, verse, and then 2 Samuel chapter 9, verse 4. But I want to read John Saul 5. Saul narrative of how man fell. His name was Shib. Show John Father restore you all the land Saul your grand bread. If you don't mind, I want to preach this thought. Broken but blessed. Both Father's Day decoration, well, women, little aunt, talk about later. Y'all, every couple of years, as a lady, one time it would be like it, then you should have put a ring. Amen. Y'all, these aunts, brothers, we seem not to have aunts. We don't have declaration. We just live vicariously, life dealing with the hell that we deal with day in and day out. But God gave me this message, and He says, tell the brothers this is their declaration, that they may be broken, but they're blessed. Y'all gonna make me shout by myself. Is there any brothers in here that when you look back over your life, you can identify and testify that you have been broken in some areas, you've been broken in some years, you've been broken in some situations, but throw your head back and say, but I'm blessed. After everything I've been through, I didn't die, I didn't lose my mind, and here I stand and I am blessed today. Why? Because God never took His eyes off of me. Is there any brothers in the house that know you done been through hell and high water, and the fact that you're here today is a testament that God is still in the blessing business? Is there anyone in here that you didn't walk past your own graveside, but you didn't lay down, but you kept on pressing through? Is there anybody in here that realized even though I didn't messed up, even though I didn't went astray, God brought me back? And so for a few minutes this morning, I want to deal with being broken but being blessed. Here this brother is in the text. This brother is identified as royalty, yet let me help you out. He is lame in both feet, both legs, but the word said he didn't do nothing wrong. You see, sometimes as men go through in life, sometimes we find ourselves lame along the way. Let me help you out. If you never had a man to show you what a man was, you ain't got to talk to me. Maybe I'll start talking to myself. Preach, David. If you didn't have a man to be an example for you, you found yourself trying to make it up as you go. Is there any ladies that can testify that you done been with some men that were trying to make it up as they went, and you had to pray for them, pray with them, and pray over them that God would bring a man out of them? And the reality is you can be lame and it not be your fault. You can be broken, you can be broken, and let me help you out. You can be dropped by folk who didn't mean to drop you. Folk who should have took better care of you, folks who should have held you up, folks who should have been there for you will drop you from time to time. And let me help you out. Ladies, there always seems to be somebody who is willing to repair you, but men don't have the same luxury. Preach me up in here. You see, we get broken along the way, and ladies, listen, you'll put a Band-Aid on us, but you won't heal us. Band-Aids don't heal broken bones. You think because you kiss it, it made it all right. But is there any brothers in here that know your brokenness was so deep that unless somebody comes in and does surgery on you, you will find yourself walking with a limp for 20 years over something that could have been healed in 5 weeks? And so we find ourselves broken along the way. We find ourselves dealing with things before our time. Some of us had to become men long before the age was appropriate. Some of us had become fathers long before we were even men. Some of us had to be the head of our house, and we didn't even know what a head was. You find yourself broken along the way. But if you just grow some hair on your face, you cover it up. Just put on a shirt and tie, you can cover it up. If you just put on some trousers and some Stacey Adams, you can cover it up. But how many of you know no matter how much you cover it up, it still hurts. It's still a pain there. And some of us can be here 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80 years old and still have a brokenness in our life. And unless we let God come in and create surgery on us, operate on us, we'll walk around here looking like a man, talking like a man, but struggling with being a man. See, you think it's a homosexual movement that's in jeopardy of getting our men, but let me help you out. It ain't that movement that's after our men. It's the brokenness that's after our men. If Satan can get our men to walk around here and not understand that we need healing, if Satan can get us to walk around here and forget that we're broken in certain areas, and what we'll do is we'll try to specialize in areas that we are good at. You do know what excellence is. Excellence is doing good at more often. Some of us are excellent in 50% of our life. But there's another 20% that we hide away under lock and key. There's 20% that we got in the vault. There's 20% that we don't talk about. But let me help you out. Things that we don't talk about seem to burp up through our life. Not only do we find ourselves broken, but this brother found himself in a community called Lodebar. You can read this story all by yourself, but Lodebar is a community, and the word Lodebar means no communication. Brothers, let me help you out. We have gotten so fluent in not talking. We know how to be silent in 17 different languages. And we didn't got so good at not talking about what's bothering us that we'll die at 50 of a heart attack because we won't say nothing. Walking around here grunting, walking around here shaking our head because nobody has taught us that we ought to open up our mouth and share how we feel. And we're walking around here with all this anger, all this pain wrapped up on the inside of us, but we can't tell no. Don't get confused thinking them brothers praying in front of y'all is really opening up to y'all. Let me tell you a secret. What I pray in front of y'all ain't the same thing I pray when I'm by myself. I wish I had some real brothers out there that don't mind telling the truth, that you know how to do the pretty prayer at church, but when you get to your prayer calls and ain't nobody around, you know there are some times that you are in tears saying, Lord, I need you like never before. Is there anybody in here that ever found yourself talking to the Father? And so life has a way of silencing PTSD, post-traumatic stress. So a whole lot of us got spiritual deacons in front of the back, brothers in the sound room, SD brothers in the pulpit, SD brothers on the organ. But let me tell you something. Most people who have PTSD never get diagnosed because they don't talk about it. They don't tell nobody what's going on. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind to look at how you're being a father now, not based on what God is showing you, but you'll be a father now based on what your daddy didn't do. Maybe I got to preach to myself this morning. You'll find yourself trying to do everything your father didn't do. And you'll find that the sum total at the end of it is that folks can still be mad at you. You can give everything you have. You can do everything you try to do right. And folks will still be mad because for some folk, they'll put you at a place that you will never be able to be successful. Listen, there is a place called a pedestal that when we get up there, everybody gonna fall down. No one can stay on the pedestal forever. So, brothers, we find ourselves in the lower bar. We find ourselves not talking. We don't talk about what happened today, night. Somebody not talk about one relationship. How talk. We left talk about the father there, but then left back talk about stepdaddies and uncles came through our lives. Be there for our mom. We don't talk about failed relationships we have. We don't talk about the issues, struggles that we deal with. We don't talk about the fact that pornography ain't just something that's TV. Pornography will come over your phone. It'll come over your computer. We don't talk about the fact that everybody who say they love you don't really love you. Sometimes they want something out of it. See, we let women talk about being used, but we don't, as men, talk about the fact that y'all ain't the only one being used. That, brothers, you know there have been some women that attach themselves to you. I know you with your wife right now. I know you think she's going to get mad at you. I didn't tell her who it was. But ladies, let me help you out. Every man up in here that had someone attach themselves to us that did not want the best for us. Y'all ladies, handle all big fallacy out. Why? Well, no, but this isn't it mind-blowing that when they didn't have two nickels to rub together, you did all you could to help it, and the moment they got two dimes, they just totally isn't it amazing that no matter how many times you speak life to somebody else, when they start living, they won't even talk to you? Is there anybody in here ever called somebody and they didn't even answer your phone call and you knew they heard the call? In fact, have you ever been in a room with somebody and didn't let them know you was calling them, saw them pick up their phone, see your number, and hit ignore, and you're sitting there with your feelings hurt? Isn't it amazing how folk will forget about things in your bad time? Folk, because you handle adversity well, will forget that you're human. I mean, Turner don't never cry. He don't never break down. Surely, CJ, he ain't got no issue. Let me tell you something. Life does not care if you are light skinned or dark. It doesn't care if you are white, nor black, nor biracial. It doesn't care if you are rich nor poor. It don't care if you got a job or you are unemployed. Life does not care if you are Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Methodist, Episcopalian. Life does not care about none of those things. Life will happen. Yo. Is there anybody in here that know life will? Folks will die. Folks will be buried. Folks will be married. Folks will be born. Folks will walk in. Folks will walk out. Listen, there will be alcoholics and drug addicts no matter what you do. There are some things that's going to happen. Life will happen. If you don't think I'm telling the truth, look to your neighbor and say, have you ever been through something? Now, if your neighbor said no, get up and move away from them because they are lying. I don't know where we get this mind frame that if I just go to church, if I get a big old Bible, if I get a big old cross, life is going to pass over my house. Let me help you out. Everybody who got a Bible, who got a cross, who got all those things, listen, somebody close to them has still died. You can go to church every Sunday and your wife can still leave you. Don't say amen. I'll say amen by myself. You can go to Sunday school every Sunday and your child still die before you think he was going to die. Why? Life happens. But the reality is not that it happens. It's who are you walking with while it's happening. The Lord said, yea, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear not, for I am with you. He will walk with you if you allow him to. Problem we have is that we want flesh to walk with us. And flesh is fickle. When you need folks the most, that's when they don't act right. Think I'm lying? Look back over your life and look at how many times God let them let you down so that he could pick you up. I mean, you have got the closest sister in the world, but when you needed her the most, she didn't have the words to say, she didn't show up, but guess who was there? God was there. Y'all gonna make me shout by myself. You see, some of y'all have gotten so caught up with everybody being there that, listen, even while they were there, they weren't the ones that was holding you up. So, blessed, broken, silent, forgot about. But this is what I love. God will redeem you. It's in the text, brothers. It's in the text that no matter how many times folks will walk out on you, no matter how many times folks will forget about you, God is ready to redeem you. He already knows your dark secret. He already knows your 20%. And let me help you out. He died for your 20% so that you might have life everlasting. It wasn't for your 80% that was going good. God died for the worst of you. And God wants me to tell you that he's ready to redeem you. Not when you get right. You cannot get right by yourself. Without God, there's no redemption. Without God, there's no changing. Without God, you can't get better. You can dress it up, but it won't be better. So are you tired of walking with a limp? Are you tired of living with a limp? Are you tired of hiding things? Are you tired of looking over your shoulder? Have you gotten to the place where you're ready to say, Lord, give me you? Everything else can wait. Give me you, Lord. Pray is not too late. That got to be all of our shouting song right there. Is that, Lord, in the middle of everything I've done, just give me you. Just give me you, Lord. I done tried everything else. But Lord, if you give me you. David says, is there anybody left? John, anybody left? He got any cousin? Got anybody I can bless? Somebody. Remember. Oh yeah. He does have one son. He ain't much. In fact, he lame. He ain't got no money. In fact, he don't even talk a whole lot. But he is alive. And I hear David saying, bring him to my house. At my table, put a seat for him just for me. How when the brother got there, the brother did like some of us. He tried to explain himself away. David, you know I'm not worthy. David, you know I've been. But I hear David telling him, it's not because of you, but because of your father's sake. Some of y'all gonna get this, that it was in the middle of your mess that Big Mama prayed for you, had you on her mind, and took the time and prayed for you. Is there anybody in here that had a mama like I had, that didn't mind praying for you? Not when you was doing everything right, but in the middle of your hell. I hear my grandma saying, Lord, he ain't much, but he's all I got. Lord, he's in a bad place. Lord, he don't talk like he should, but Lord, just remember him. And the Lord called my name one day and said, Terrell, there's a seat at my table. Is there anybody in here? Not only have I been redeemed, but touch your neighbor and say, Dad is home. There's one thing about God. As long as he's home, I got a place. Is there anybody here? You can go as far left as you want. Daddy will still be home. Go as far right as you want. Daddy will still be home. Mess up if you will. Daddy will still be home. And Daddy will sit you at the table and restore and redeem. He was born. I had the crazy thing. Loved color. Loved color. Loved that color. So I made up in my mind that I was going to protect her from anything that would blemish color, skin. I just thought they were beautiful. Stand over the crib, the Lord, believe you use to help me. I can't talk for y'all. Maybe y'all perfect, but I need to confess for myself, Lord, I can't believe you use me. You know where I've been. You know what I've done. You know what I've said. You know who I've been with. Not just past tense. You know what I'm doing now that ain't right. And you know what I'm going to do in the future, but yet you still allow this blessing. You allow me to be a part of this blessing. So I just said I'm going to protect them. Never have any. Get ready. Get a big wheel. Bought T a big wheel. Made him ride the big wheel. So if he crashed, he He'd land on car. Wouldn't be blemished. Made sure that the house was baby-proof, top-proof, had the gate up so he couldn't fall down the stairs. Did everything I thought I could. Keep him blemished. Keep him perfect. We went to Oklahoma one year. Let him go with my mother. While he was there, he was wrestling around doing something. He fell and scarred up his neck. When I got over there, I was so mad. How could you let him fall? She said, I was watching him the whole way. And the moment he fell and cried, I got there and I put the little antibiotic stuff on there and I put a Band-Aid on there. I said, but he's no longer perfect. And she says, if you think one blemish messed up who he was, then you didn't look at him from a father's perspective. A few years later, Cameron came on and knew he was going to mess up his knee and took him to Oklahoma, and this time I get a phone call and I go over and Cameron's got a big gash in his forehead. Jumping on the bed and fell on the side and hit his head on the nightstand. I was mad at my mother. I said, how did you let this happen? She said, I told him to stop jumping. But he didn't listen. And he kept on jumping. And the consequences of him jumping, but I bet you he won't jump on the bed again. He said, before you lose your mind and say something crazy, understand, I'm still your mama. And you are still his father. And he is still the same son you brought home, perfect. I said, Lord, what does that have to do with my message? He said, son, I made you perfect. And along the way, you didn't fail and messed up your knee. But I never lost the perspective of your father looking at you. And there have been times I told you, don't jump up in the bed. And you still did wrong. And you fell and messed up your forehead. But guess what? I never stopped looking at you like a father. And I need to talk to some men up in here that you know that you done messed up your knee. And you done jumped in some places you shouldn't jump at. And daddy told me to tell you, you are still his son. Got a record, but still his son. Had a baby out of wedlock, but you're still his son. Been through a divorce, but you're still his son. Even got strung out on crack, but you're still his son. Because there's something about a father's love that won't let you get out of the sonship. And when other people forgot about you, when other folks didn't invite you to the family because of your condition, the father was still asking about you. I need to talk to some real brothers that can say they've been Mephibosheth. Came to the table, a little dirty, a little scarred. But I need some real men that say, I'm just glad I'm at the table. I know you don't think I deserve to be at the table, but I'm glad I'm at the table. You think I came to the table too late, but daddy said I was right on time. Because listen, it did not say that Mephibosheth missed any courses of the meal in the text, look. So that means the father waited until he was there before he served the meal. There's some men up in here. I need you to listen to me close. If you've ever been broke, I just need you to stand up.
If you ever been silenced, couldn't talk about it, I just need you to stand up. If you've ever been forgotten about, I need you to stand up. Because what we need to understand, and as we look around, that all of us find ourselves with the same prerequisites, the same experiences. Not specifically, but the overarching issue is been broken, been silenced, and been forgotten about. But this, brothers, I want y'all to understand this. How many of you can say, I've been redeemed? I mean some real folk. How many of you can say, I've been redeemed? And because you've been redeemed, guess what? The rest of it don't matter. The rest of it ain't nothing but for folk to talk about and gossip about. But God will never talk to you about that stuff ever again. He said, I threw it in the sea of forgetfulness. As far as the east is from the west, it won't come up before you. And again, I just need you to understand you've been redeemed. And now, walk in it. Put your head up high. Throw your shoulders back and walk in it. Cameron, I tell you, he didn't forget that he ever jumped in the bed and got a scar on his head because God put it so far away from him. I remember, but he ain't got no memory of it. He just know he's alive today. And sometimes that's got to be your testimony. Listen, I don't know how I made it over, but I know who I made it over with. I don't know how he brought me out, but I know who brought me out. So I'm going to ask the choir to go up. I'm going to ask Trisha to sing. Give me you. Because brothers, listen, while we're being redeemed, we've got to move from a place of being passive worshipers to being active worshipers. We got to move from a place that we quit looking at God move and move with God. You are a prophet, a priest, and a king, all wrapped up in one. That means you can speak to people's future, that you can bless folk, and that you can rule over things. But you can't do it if you don't have him. So with everything you've been through, with all the trials and tribulations that you've been through, with all the situations that should have killed you, the fact that you're still here, wherever you at, meet us at the altar. Come on, deacons, meet us. Brothers, wherever you at, show me, show the world, show everybody that, Lord, I need you and I'm ready. Give me you, Lord.